Happy Booktube birthday! Today I'm diving into that Booktube birthday tag. Starting with number 1. How many years on Booktube are you celebrating? This is going to be my 3rd year on Booktube. Number 2. What has kept you motivated in continuing to make videos? I love reading and talking about storytelling and books. This really hasn't changed throughout the entirety of my channel. I read stuff, I see patterns, I have thoughts, I have feelings. There's no one in my life to share them. I talk to the lens of a camera, I edit it and post it. Whether that's a good way to do discourse or not, you decide. But it is what I have going for me right now. Number 3, what are 3 of your favorite videos you made this past year and why? Number 1 is going to be my Interview with a Vampire Explained series. This is a little bit of a cheat because it's actually 4 videos, although I am planning to stitch it all together into one long video one day. But obviously I feel very strongly about it because I read and reread Interview with a Vampire a million times to get that set of videos produced. I made a PowerPoint presentation to go with it. I removed the background and found stock video footage to put in the background that was relevant. I did sound cues. I mean, I did everything there was to do and attempted to talk about almost everything I could think of vaguely related to that specific book. So I feel like thought-wise, explanation-wise, presentation-wise, editing, all the things, you're really getting like a showcase of the best I can do under a time constraint. 2 is going to be my Riot Baby in-depth review. This is because it's a longer review of the best thing I read in 2023. Also, I think I did really well like with the editing, finding appropriate B-roll, putting special effects on it, and just really getting to play around with style and form a little bit more in that video than I usually do. But also it's me tackling an important book and the big topics in that book, and I'm always proud to kind of do something like that. And then number 3 is actually probably going to be a tie between my Carissa Broadbent exploration and my 2-part Never series. I was really fond of the Carissa Broadbent project because I was able to read her books in a timely manner when Book Talk was talking about her. I feel like I was able to put a couple of very strong comparisons to other popular things and sort of explain the inspiration behind several of her books, why people might be gravitating to them right now. And then with the Nevers, I just liked it because I got to do a whole costume piece, and I feel like I did a lot of really quick edits with some of the characters and title screens there that make it a fun, engaging watch. Number 4, what did you struggle with on Booktube in the last year, and how did you overcome that struggle? This whole year has felt a little bit like a reading slump for me. I know that hasn't been the case because I can look at my Goodreads stats and see that I've more or less read about the same. But I feel like I had a very hard time sitting down and reading, which means that I had a hard time creating video content because you can't do a booktube if you're not reading. But I also had a little bit of an issue with consistent uploads. My goal is always to release 1 new long-form video a week, and while I have more than 52 uploads this past year, I did not release them in a weekly format. Sometimes I did 2 in 1 week or 3 in 1 week, and then I would go 2 weeks without any uploads. So something I need to work on is just my consistency, both in my reading and my content creation and delivering it in a timely weekly fashion. And some of what I'm trying to do is read a little bit less like a mood reader and more like a planned, structured reader, and having like more planned and structured videos that sort of pair with that. But all of that is heavily schedule related, and that's always a work in progress for me. 5, choose a moment from this past year on Booktube that you would love to relive. So the week I was on vacation in October with my husband, my Dracula video that I posted just blew up out of nowhere. It is my 3rd most viewed video everywhere, with the other 2 videos that are beating it being on the channel for like over 2 years. And it's sitting at like 855-ish views. Almost all of those happened in that week, which honestly, it took me a half hour to script that, and I didn't think much of it. Like, it was a fine video, but it wasn't, you know, a piece de resistance. In retrospect, I probably should have realized that with Dracula Dracula's characters being some of the most used Creative Commons characters, in fact, the most used ones after Sherlock Holmes, probably a lot of people would tune in to see the video. But I just didn't think about it like that, or like that there'd be that much interest for Dracula and my thoughts on it in general. Like, this is probably the peak of my channel right now, and I'm on the beach kind of enjoying it. And I want to thank you guys for being part of that moment with me and interacting with me on that video. I really appreciated it, and it meant a lot to me just to have like that moment of success there for a minute. Number 6, shout out a huge supporter of your channel. So my husband, he's always been really supportive of all of my creative endeavors and projects and hobbies. He helps me source a bunch of equipment. He patiently listens to me pitch and fine-tune ideas. He watches little snippets of stuff and continues to reaffirm that it's done well. He just is endlessly supportive, and I really appreciate that. And I'd also shout out one of my best friends. When I was struggling with some other things going on in my life, she was really supportive and heavily emphasized that I kind of refocus in on some other creative endeavors, and she motivated me to keep going and to do some of the best stuff that I've done this year on the channel, and she just gave me that little boost that I needed when I needed it. Number 7, what's the best book you read this year? It's gonna be Riot Baby. It's in my best reads of 2023. It's got its own dedicated in-depth review. I probably don't need to talk about it more here, but definitely if you like science fiction, you should be reading Riot Baby. Number 8, where do you see your channel in a year's time, and what do you hope to have achieved? I'm looking to have more structure on the channel, to have more things prepped further out. I am going to continue with these monthly reading wrap-ups I started last year. I think they really keep people up to date and in tune with what I'm reading, and it provides like a nice close every month of like one of the 4 pieces of content I'm going to release. Beyond that, every quarter I want to release one reading vlog, and I want to release like one in-depth, intense something or other. And I'm starting to piece what those something or others are going to be, but I don't have it all 100% put together, so you'll just have to wait and see. And then number 9, tag someone whose anniversary is coming up. My anniversary is so early in the year that pretty much if you're watching this, yours is coming up, and tag you're it if you want to play along. I'd like to thank everyone who's been watching my videos this year, and I hope that you're here for me in 2024 to see things just continue to take off and get better. I really enjoy this channel and this outlet to kind of like discuss books and storytelling. If you've got this far into the video, go ahead and leave me a little party hat or like one of those party balls dropping, and tell me one of your favorite moments from the past year. And as always, keep reading. Bye!